tardi, devo andare.
Hai tutto pronto?
Non lo bevo.
My name is Francesco da Mosto, and I'm about to go on a long journey.
Partiamo anche noi.
Sì, no? Ma come ti metto dentro la valigia?
Sì.
Non ci vedo. Piano di cadete.
For us Italians, family is everything.
Ciao papà.
Leaving mine behind is like leaving a part of myself.
Fai bravo, eh?
Vai piano e telefonami per favore.
Sì, ok. Ciao piccinini.
I have spent most of my life on these canals, but I'm something more than just a Venetian. My mother is Sicilian, and I have family in almost every part of the country. So I have decided to leave home and see Italy from top to toe. Once, my Alfa Romeo Duetto Spider was the most important thing in my life. But then, I was a carefree bachelor before I had a family. This is a moment most Italian drivers fear, a Venetian getting into a car. But I always say, once you have navigated down the Grand Canal, you can do anything. Some of the things I'm going to see will be familiar to you, but others will be more surprising. Little secrets that, for me, are the essence of Italy. This is always a strange moment. As soon as a Venetian arrives on the mainland, he feels like un pesce fuor d'acqua, a fish out of water, a little intimidated. So it's nice to remember that for century after century, all this was part of Venice too. Venice was just the heart of a vast empire that stretched through northern Italy. Here, away from the confines of the lagoon, we could build spectacular country houses to escape the bustle of the city. But it is a little too early to relax. Don't you think so? I want to show you first something very special. Something that is behind so much of our modern world. It lies in the town of Padua. Most tourists don't come here. They get too taken by Venice. But this town can claim something over Venice. This is the birthplace of Western art. This is the Cappella of the Scrovegni. It was built around 1305 by Enrico Scrovegni. He built it to ask God's forgiveness for the wicked life of his father, a villainous moneylender. To decorate the chapel, Enrico commissioned the painter Giotto. He would change the face of religious art. Giotto was desperate. Christ was always shown as a distant figure. Think of those strange, cold images on church icons. But Giotto wanted to show Christ as a real person who feels pain and love. He wanted to show Christ in a way that the people could understand. So he turned the Bible into a romance. In telling the story of Christ, Giotto looks for drama and emotion. The tears of the distraught mothers at the massacre of the innocents are the first tears in Western art. We see Christ in a full range of emotions: anger, humiliation, betrayal, suffering. His death is marked by anguish. Giotto was the first painter to show us life as we see and feel it. It seems obvious, but it had never been done before. From this room comes every painting we see today. At one end, Giotto shows Enrico Scrovegni offering this chapel to the Virgin Mary, begging her to forgive his family for their sins. It is strange to think that the moving force behind the birth of Western art was not the quest for beauty or knowledge, but the most Italian of emotions, mea culpa, guilt. Let me tell you something about Italy. We are a young country. We only came together 150 years ago. Before that, we were a collection of cities and states ruled by different people. Every town is like a capital city of a tiny country, each with its own great buildings, each with its own history and traditions. This is Vicenza. There is money here. Look at these streets, so clean, ordered. and all these marvelous palaces. It's nice here. Nearly everything in this town owes its look to one man, the architect Andrea Palladio. In the 16th century, he built the great palaces which would show Italy that Vicenza had become a rich and powerful city. Palladio came from a poor family. He was apprenticed to a stonemason at the age of 13. But his natural genius was noticed very quickly. He was able to take what was magnificent from the architecture of ancient Rome and apply it tastefully and playfully to his clients' new homes. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Grazie infinite.
Prego.
This is the Villa Rotonda, Palladio's most famous creation. It was begun around 1556 for a retired Vatican priest, Paolo Almerico. You may feel that you have seen this before, and you have. This building inspired the houses of Britain's rich for centuries. This is where the English country house was born. It's been so influential that it's easy to forget how radical it was. For a start, it didn't look like somebody's home at all, but more like a Roman temple. Then there is the way it has no front or back like most houses, but is exactly the same on all four sides. This was because it was on a hill, and Palladio wanted it to look beautiful from every vantage point. It is difficult to film inside, but luckily, the Villa Rotonda belongs to a friend of my father's.
La bellezza è, secondo me, la cupola disegnata dal Palladio. Tutta la parte bassa invece è stata fatta 200 anni dopo dalla famiglia Capra, che erano i proprietari.
Che hanno mantenuto fino a quel periodo.
Sì. Difatti i Capra sono rimasti proprietari per 300 anni. E poi è subentrata mia nonna, la quale ha avuto...
L'avete salvata?
E l'abbiamo salvata, sì.
E qui era aperto
Qui era aperto.
E quindi l'acqua poteva
Esatto.
Scendere lì dentro?
In un deposito, una cisterna.
E quindi anche c'era l'acqua da bere?
Esatto.
Però lo spazio è eccezionale, veramente.
Ecco.
Però è interessante come l'interno, rispetto all'esterno, mantenga una simmetria completa.
Ah beh, questo è vero.
Cioè non c'è un angolo, se uno girasse su se stesso non saprebbe dov'è dopo, in che punto cardinale.
Esatto. Ciao,
A presto a Venezia dove ci vediamo, quando torno dal lungo viaggio.
O alla Rotonda la prossima volta.
Volentieri, grazie
Altre
tantissimo.
occasioni.
Una rotonda sul mare, il nostro disco che suona, vedo gli amici ballare, ma tu non sei qui con me.
The day is coming to an end. I'm going to spend the night in romantica Verona. When I was a teenager, a friend a few years older, brought me here for crazy parties. It was here in Verona that I discovered wine, cigarettes, and girls. So I felt a little similar to the hero of Shakespeare's great play, Romeo and Juliet. Shakespeare's tale of star-crossed lovers who find their love destroyed by the hatred between their families is the greatest tragedy about love ever written. Thousands of people come each year to this, the house that Juliet is supposed to have lived in. On the walls of the entrance, people record their own experiences in love. I need love. Steffi, Dino loves Steffi. Non basterebbe una vita se potessi dire quanto mi manchi. Beh, l'immenso è poco. We are asked to imagine that this balcony, built in 1935, was the setting for the famous love scene where Romeo serenades his beloved Juliet. But if you close your eyes and let your imagination play, anything is possible.
Ma quale luce apre l'ombra di quel balcone? Ecco l'Oriente e Giulietta è il sole.
Oh Romeo, perché sei tu Romeo? Rinnega tuo padre e rifiuta quel nome. O se non vuoi, legati a me anche solo di un giuramento ed io non sarò più una Capuletti.
E per la felice luna che imbianca le cime di questi alberi, io giuro.
No! Non giurare sulla luna.
E per cos'altro dovrei giurare?
Non giurare affatto. O giuro su di te, che sei l'idolo della mia adorazione. E io ti crederò.
Oh mio Giulietta, posso darti un bacio?
Sì, certo.
Grazie un sacco, sai. Ma perché Verona è la città dell'amore?
Beh, c'è Giulietta e Romeo, più innamorati di quelli, chi c'è, insomma. Questo qui è il simbolo di Verona, Giulietta e Romeo.
È un qualcosa che senti dentro quando...
Sì, ma è più o meno nell'animo di tutti i veronesi, che nascono in una città dove c'è questo simbolo dell'amore e quindi noi ce lo portiamo dentro, ci viene insegnato fin da piccoli, questa storia, questa tragedia, ma questa anche storia di questo grande amore. Quindi anch'io sì, lo sento mio, e come ogni ragazza, quando si trova ad avere l'età di Giulietta e a conoscere il primo amore, quello è un Romeo.
Shakespeare never came to Verona, and yet he set his greatest love story here. It is because Italy was and is the country of love.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Here in Italy, we suffer none of your English shyness about our passione d'amore. We express what we feel.
Ciao.
We even have a daily ritual devoted to love. Around 8 o'clock, we dress up in our finest clothes and walk up and down the main street for an hour. It is called the passeggiata.
When the stars make you drool, just like a pasta fazool, that's amore.
We are out to show ourselves, and most of all, to look. We are a nation of warriors, and when we see something we like, we say so. Ciao biondina.
And if it doesn't work, pazienza, no matter. We try again.
Sono le 7 di mattina qui a Radio Manu, 24 su 24, sempre con voi su tutta l'Italia. È un'altra giornata grigia e uggiosa, accompagnati dalle note di Dimmi Quando.
Dimmi quando tu verrai. Dimmi quando e baciando mi dirai non ci lasceremo mai.
Oh, here there is a ferry. Let's try to see if with this ferry we can arrive to Ferrara. Could be useful. Di qua vado verso sud, vero? E Ferrara la trovo giù di là sempre.
Non ci lasceremo mai, non ci lasceremo mai, non ci lasceremo mai.
Ferrara is a town famous for its bicycles and grey weather, just like your England. I've come here in pursuit of one of the most beautiful but infamous women who ever lived, Lucrezia Borgia. Lucrezia was the daughter of Pope Alexander VI. It was rumored she was the lover of both her father and her brother. She became known as the greatest whore in Rome. But her story would inspire painters, composers, and writers through the ages.
Faccia bene?
Ah, buongiorno, sono Francesco da Mosto e cercavo Sor Paola, se è possibile. Se c'era...
deve andare
per vedere la tomba di Lucrezia
Ecco,
Borgia.
lei vada dalla chiesa che là c'è Sor Paola.
Grazie infinite.
Prego.
Grazie. After marrying the Duke of Ferrara in 1501, Lucrezia changed. She became a loyal wife and a caring mother. She came here to pray and find salvation. Today, the closed order of Clarissa nuns live in the convent as they have done for 600 years. Buongiorno madre. Grazie infinite. Grazie.
Niente. Allora entrate a fianco dell'altare.
Sì?
A destra, sì. E poi entrare e accedere e vi posso guidare dall'altra parte della casa.
Grazie.
Prego.
Lucrezia Borgia asked to be buried here modestly with the rest of her family. To Alfonso, Duke of Ferrara, to Lucrezia Borgia, his wife, to Alessandro and Isabella, their children. Come mai sono sepolti qui?
Qui entrò una sua figlia che diventò clarista in questo monastero e lei più di una volta, è narrato, veniva qui a pregare.
Lei è qui da molto tempo?
Da 18 anni.
Caspita. E avete un po' delle regole precise su...
Beh,
ci sono delle
è
regole
chiaro,
molto...
abbiamo degli orari per cui regoliamo la nostra vita secondo appunto la priorità che è la preghiera.
In fondo voi non potete uscire di qui.
No, se non per motivi particolarmente
Di famiglia.
particolari, in situazioni
Certo.
gravi, allora possiamo essere presenti.
Io adesso devo fare un lungo viaggio per l'Italia. Potrei portare un immaginetto, qualcosa di qui che me lo può così, potrei portarlo dietro con me nel viaggio.
Ne posso dare.
Grazie tantissimo.
Niente, arrivederci,
Grazie
auguri
infinite.
e buon viaggio.
Grazie.
Questo cammino in Italia.
Bologna is a city of ochre brick, quarried from nearby. It gives the place a warmth even in rainy weather. This is one of Italy's most vibrant cities, and it's because of the university at the heart of it. Bologna University was founded in 1088. It is the oldest university in the world. And yes, it is much older than your Oxford and Cambridge. This was the first university to practice human dissection. They were trying to reveal the secrets of life. It was a journey of discovery as great as putting man on the moon. This dissection theater was built in 1637. It is made entirely from wood. Built next door to a hospital, the students were never short of bodies. Here corpses were cut open and analyzed. Divine mysteries revealed. The church worried that these doctors were trying to play God. From behind those doors, the Inquisition watched, and often they stopped the dissections. It became difficult for medical students to get first-hand experience of the human body. But an artist called Ercole Lelli came up with a solution. Ercole Lelli made these two statues, gli spellati, the skinned ones, out of wood. He liked them a lot and wondered if such models could be more than decorative. In the 1740s, Lelli created 8 life-size anatomical models out of wax. He even designed the beautiful cabinets they are in. The method is a little disturbing. Although the models are made of wax, it is wax shaped around real human skeletons. For the next 100 years, the Bolognese school of wax modeling continued to preserve the afflictions of common people. Yes, these are medical tools, but they are also portraits of the forgotten.
Un cuore matto che ti segue ancora e giorno e notte pensa solo a te e non riesco a fargli mai capire che tu vuoi bene a un'altra e non a me. Un cuore matto, matto da legare, che crede ancora che tu pensi a me. Non è convinto che sei andata via, che m'hai lasciato e non ritornerai.
In the province of Lombardy is a beautiful land of lakes and rivers. From the waters rises a fairy tale city that was the domain of a great family of princes, the Gonzaga.
I feel at home in Mantua because it is built on a lagoon like Venice. But it's not to everyone's taste. When the Pope came here in 1459, he complained that the town was marshy and malarial. The Gonzagas never forgot the insult.
From that time, the Gonzagas called upon Italy's greatest artists to make their city as magnificent as Roma. It's a great town to drive around, especially as I seem to be the only one on the roads.
Buongiorno. Allora lei guidava su una zona pedonale e controsenso. Mi dispiace, le devo dare una bella multa.
On foot, I make my way to the Palazzo del Tè. It was begun around 1526 on the orders of Federico Gonzaga, who wanted a pleasure palace to take his mistress.
The Palazzo del Tè is a building devoted to the senses. This is un palazzo afrodisiaco. Ah, look, up here is written, honest ocio post laborest. Honest fun after hard work.
The artist was Giulio Romano, a young genius who'd had to leave Rome after upsetting the authorities because of his love of eroticon. He and Federico were a perfect match. But the highlight of the palace is the room of the giants.
It's impossible to describe what I feel being in this room. I'm in the center of a terrible disaster. The giants have tried to go to heaven to defeat the gods. But Jupiter, the king of the gods, has sent them crashing back to Earth.
In this room, Giulio Romano created a total experience. Even the sound is epic. It's like being in a Hollywood disaster movie. In his time, Giulio Romano was the most famous artist in Italy. The only artist Shakespeare ever praised by name, calling him a rare Italian master. I'm driving past Lake Garda, the largest of Lombardy's Great Lakes. Its beauty has inspired poets and musicians. It's hard to guess, from these ugly suburbs, I'm entering a city known for money and glamour. Since the economic miracle of Milan in the 1950s, this city has been the powerhouse of Italy.
For me, coming to Milan is like going to New York. These people are not normal Italians, and especially not like us, laid-back Venetians. Here, everyone is going somewhere. Everyone seems to be busy.
Sei intassato, sei ingorgato, tutto fermo stamattina. Lei va contromano, documenti e signoro, signorina. Quello svolta come un cieco e quell'altro gli va dietro.
Today, Milan is the capital of the fashion world. Designer labels are as important to the Milanese as food and water. Here, even the policewomen wear high heels. Many of Milan's fashion houses have sprung to international fame. None more so than Giorgio Armani, renowned for his gigolo style. Today, he has 346 stores around the world.
Buongiorno, grazie infinite, mi fai entrare un attimo nel suo mondo.
Guardi, durante la guerra poi ero anche molto giovane, quindi non avevo le percezioni di quello che sarebbe stato la mia volontà come uomo maturo. Non avevo una preparazione scolastica sufficiente.
Avevo studiato medicina.
Ho studiato medicina, avevo semplicemente la sensazione di non trovare quasi mai le cose che volevo. Essere stilisti non era molto chiaro cosa voleva dire. Quando ho detto a mia madre mi ha detto cosa vai a fare? Non ho capito bene.
Chiedere un piacere, io sono sempre un po' trasanato, non sono il massimo, ma si può fare qualcosa.
Dipende da cosa vuol fare, ci sono molte soluzioni. Nel suo caso lei è un tipo sportivo, ecco, mette botte di montone, questo non potrebbe essere una cosa sì giovane, ma però al di sopra di ogni sospetto, come si dice.
È la cosa, forse per me è la seconda casa perché ci metto le cose dentro.
Che taglia è lei?
48, 50.
Si toglie quella cosina che ha. Non so che taglia è, a cera. Vediamo. Bene, io ho un colpo d'occhio pazzesco. Ecco, vedi, questo qua sembra 20 anni più giovane. Non la compro, questo caro. Invece così, guarda, le spalle sono visibili, anche qualche difetto è visibile, ma credo che anche vedere qualche difetto in un corpo umano abbia il suo lato erotico. Siamo pronti? Oh, ecco.
Sembra quasi
un'altra persona.
È un'altra persona, un altro mondo.
Non si sa se è meglio o peggio, ma un'altra persona.
No, anche più alto mi vedo.
Era sottile il cellulare.
È un... E mi sento bene.
Bene, grazie.
Grazie, riprendo il mio cammino.
Di nuovo, grazie. Arrivederci.
Se passa da Venezia,
devo salutare. Grazie, arrivederci.
Grazie.
Maybe Armani is too smart for me. I move at home with my old jacket.
Che ritmo, ma senti che ritmo armonioso ti serpeggia dentro il cuore.
I like the tram. It's like a little train for kids.
Milan is not as beautiful as many Italian towns. Most of the city was devastated during the Second World War. But at its heart, Milan preserves its most precious treasure. It is buried inside the church of Santa Maria delle Grazie.
Time has not been kind. It is only kept alive through many operations and cosmetic surgery. I have to pass through these air cleaning chambers to see it, so I don't contaminate it in any way. This is one of the jewels of Western civilization. A painting so perfect that from the moment it was completed, it was considered a masterpiece. Truly the miracle of Milan is not the fashion industry or the economy, but this painting.
Leonardo completed it in 1498. But within years, due to his mistaken experiment with a new process of painting, it had begun to disintegrate. We almost lost it forever. In the Second World War, a bomb destroyed most of the room, but miraculously left the Last Supper standing. The scene shows the Last Supper of Christ with his disciples before his betrayal and crucifixion.
Christ has revealed to the disciples that there is a traitor amongst them. Who is it, they are thinking? Is it him there? Or is it him next to me? Oh, God forbid. Have I done something to betray my Lord?
Recently, thanks to the Da Vinci Code, people have started to believe the disciple to the left of Christ is not John, but Mary Magdalene. They say that Christ married Mary before his death, and she bore his son.
My mother would kill me if she ever heard me talking about such things. Of course, it's not true. Yes, the face of John is feminine, but a woman at the Last Supper
blasphemia. Before I leave Milan, I have some family duties to attend to. My brother is taking his boy to watch the football, and my eldest son has come from Venice to go with them.
Ciao! Vuoi Pirlo? Non lo vuoi Shevchenko?
No, fa schifo.
Ah, vabbè, va.
My brother doesn't like football so much, but no cultural tour of Italy would be complete without it.
Lucia San Siro di quella sera che c'è di strano, siamo stati tutti là.
Dai, ma...
All Italians love football. Well, almost everybody.
Se ti trovo ti amo, ma stai barando, tu stai gridando.
And yes, Italian football is as much about acting as skill.
Tanto prendo schifo e non ne posso più. Milano, scusa, luci a San Siro non ne accenderanno più.
I'm on my way to Turin, a city famous for its mountains and winter sports. But above all else, it owes its size and wealth to one thing.
Cars. Italian men are romantic, but it's difficult to tell what they like best. The women or the cars?
Can't you see how I adore you?
The man who introduced the car to Italy was Giovanni Agnelli. He started the Fiat company in Turin in 1899.
Viene su.
It quickly became Italy's prime producer of automobiles. Fiat came to mean style and wealth.
4 ragazze carine come queste la riempiranno anzitutto con il loro sorriso.
Everybody wanted one.
La Fiat non si ferma mai. Ogni giorno a decine, a centinaia, a migliaia escono da questo modernissimo stabilimento pronte a correre su tutte le strade del mondo.
I've come to the factory that made Fiat famous. This is the Lingotto factory. When it started production in 1919, it was immediately recognized as one of the iconic buildings of the modern age. The Lingotto factory is half a kilometer long. It accommodated 20,000 workers in 43,000 square meters of floor space. But what impressed people most was the racetrack on the roof, where new cars were tested.
Andavo a 100 all'ora per trovare la bimba mia, yeah, 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 yeah. Andavo a 100 all'ora per cantare la serenata, blen, 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 blen. Ciunga, 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 ciunga.
The daring design of this factory made it admired all over the world. Italy, it seemed to say, was much more than a museum. We were speeding into the future.
La vettura che sogniamo. Amore, aspettami, corro a piedi da te. Sono 100 chilometri che io faccio per te.
By the end of the 20th century, Turin had become known as Fiatville. And the Agnelli were the royal family. I'm about to meet the new king.
Francesco, piacere. Bellissima macchina ho visto.
Grazie.
Nera. Io sono di Venezia, quindi non me ne intendo.
Anche la sua.
Ogni tanto si rompe.
John's story is full of sorrow. Now he's one of the richest men in Italy, but it wasn't how it was meant to be. 9 years ago, he was only 5th in line to the Agnelli throne and growing up in America. But a series of unexpected deaths threw him into the seat of power.
Nel mio caso è stato molto casuale. Io sono venuto a studiare a Torino a 18 anni, città dove non avevo mai vissuto prima, e poco a poco sono entrato dentro le attività della nostra famiglia, attraversando momenti soprattutto negli ultimi anni difficili.
Aver dovuto prendere il testimone è stato anche un atto di grande coraggio.
Certe scelte sono scelte obbligate, quello che è importante è poi riuscire a portarle avanti,
sì.
Perché poi niente è per sempre.
Sì, cioè, quello è certo. E la tua famiglia e tu, qual è il vostro legame con la città di Torino?
Ma è un legame molto forte, perché considera che io sia una madre che un padre che sono di Torino, e questa era la città dei miei nonni, e come tutte le città dove sono i nonni era una città fantastica.
Ma io che sono veneziano e vivo in una laguna, non è che per caso fate anche delle piccole barche?
No, però aiutiamo le barche in quanto facciamo i motori per le barche. Infatti,
anche a Venezia?
A Venezia i traghetti hanno i motori Iveco.
Allora è fatta. Senti,
grazie.
Grazie tantissimo. A presto.
Buon giro.
Grazie, ciao.
Dopo la pioggia di ieri sera, un'altra giornata bagnatissima. Quindi se volevate andare al mare, sarebbe meglio che cambiate idea.
Even when it's stormy and out of season, my last destination has a special mood, a drama of its own. It's everyone's favorite summer place and one of the most romantic coastlines in the world. Portofino has long been a romantic retreat for the stars. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. Even today this place is a paparazzi's paradise.
My family has a house nearby, and every year when I was a boy, we would spend the summer here. And I remember arriving here and diving from the rocks into the water. But you couldn't just dive. You had to wait until there were a lot of girls looking, then dive. Allora, bella giornata oggi, andiamo?
Con le pinne,
Fantastico. Meraviglioso.
quando il mare è una nuvola blu, sotto un cielo di 1000 colori, ci tuffiamo con la testa lì.
You see, the people of northern Italy come here for pleasure. They have sailing boats, villas. This one is that one of Dolce Gabbana. They have an entire garden here with 4 villas. Nice place.
Un dolcissimo bacio d'amor.
There is a final thing I want to show you. For me, it is a chance to make a childhood dream come true. A secret place I have only heard about.
I was only 8 when I heard that Christ lived under the water off the coast here. Of course, I was astonished. Christ under the water. How strange. I learned to dive in the hope that one day I might go see him. But up until now, I've never done so.
This is Il Cristo degli Abissi, the Christ of the Abyss, placed here under the water 50 years ago. It may not be the oldest or most beautiful Christ, but it is for me the most romantic and heroic in all Italy. In the next leg of my journey, I travel through Tuscany, a magical region, a land so filled with artistic treasures and natural beauty that it has become the envy of you British.
Favoloso.